Alright, Ebusiamu Akwaba Shonkon Addo over Possible TVGH. Meeting Eddie Francis Achu aka Possible. Channel way so dear Di can't edit here. Farman say my age of where my Ghana Mune Domusuko Echo be near the Ababe song. Your subscribers and I say ye TF4. When I cast audio about could be Ako Vira ye by informations by highway and so when him said no Enyebi Yenko Inquity some audio.
Okay. Economic difficulties no edrama manfo bi stress nke be ankaja yenye reshuffle let me say ye be yenye German panini ekwan Mr. President reshuffle ye possible yen cabinet yen fancy na be ye rapping nyina out finance minister e be say fire no
every ministers on a daily basis e been to me and ministers. On every day, we are assessing their performance. It's not something that I have to wait for people to tell me to assess. A continuous assessment.
Okay.
And when I'm satisfied, so be in a year, I will act on it. If I'm satisfied that the output is still strong, I know what to do. So. It's not that mintiedi and profoka. Of course, how can I not listen? Public opinion is very important in a democracy. But at the end of the day, I have to make the judgment whether or not particular people should go or not go. This same finance minister who people are calling for his blood today is the very man who took us very successfully out of the IMF program and helped us produce the 7% rates of growth that we had before the COVID. People are forgetting that today because of the difficulties in the country. But he's the same figure. He hasn't changed. And I believe that he has the same determination to work us out of this crisis as he showed at the beginning of our government.
Okay. Finally, final message. Audija Central Region, Kaswamai, Enietifu.
Morning Kosundi One Kosundi Mechi, one Kosundi MPP. Na yene betumi ama Koswa yina hwewo Ghana na aba ma hotonso abomem. Na maba se me ba behwe aban adwuma ekoso ha bebi edu. Na menya kwanso so agisa nkita ho amne wodi na manfo so edu. Na ne teacher masro se boa wana boa ben woni koso boa ban ne sa. And we say papa the be free waba ama inya so enya hoto.
Smart Gan update.
Miria which make service me by no be ye.
Okay.
And no na teacher na
Smart Gan update.
Me bota ye kese wo ho. No na be bo so the famous mantra is hey what am one na break the eight so ember
with IMF yakui the amount for me bring be economist Chromadrin say we are policies never banner be affected won sheshe aba especially with the social intervention programs out why no and we benya effect e word so
IMF. Yeah. Well, I think say no so no yeah kofo kasa say on refinime maybe 2017 you buy no near IMF program.
Yeah.
In fact, we were in an IMF program right until 2019. We came out in April, May 2019. Is it? April 2019. The first year we came into power office, we launched the Planting for Food and Jobs program. We launched the free senior high school program. 1D, 1F, all these, the critical flagship programs of this second MPP government were all done when we were under an IMF program. Since to me, no time IMF program, which was not of our design. Okay. We inherited an IMF program that had already been designed. Then the year Kubia, which will have our imprint on it. How come so we're going to sacrifice these same policies? We will not do it. We'll not do it. We will, and I think that already there's an understanding on the part of the fund.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I say somebody the one penny no Hanakai So I think this is a really positive, revolutionary
Smart Gun
initiative. Now, it's not their intention to come and tamper with it. I believe that is the spirit in the negotiations.
Smart Gun
I'm very
update.
confident at the end of the thing, the arrangements that we'll make with the fund in terms of making sure it's a public expenditure, we get value for money. It will not affect these important flagship programs.
All right. Okay. Currently, where economic difficulties are Ghana, Funina, ye nemwa, dear Sem and our catcher of mine, Yenina, ye team, Sir, ye mum penny eno. You bet me a free muffy.
You be free. The queen be as you reach me a friend. You buy no sen and name man discuss them nenu. You buy no name yet. 2017, the lowest rate of growth in our history, certainly in the Fourth Republic, 3.4%. Inflation out of the window. We had a really bad micro atmosphere in Ghana. And so you're bombarding Ifrimu, repositioned our economy. We became one of the fastest growing economies in the world, growing at an average of 7% GDP growth per year, double what we came to meet.
Okay.
And then these disasters occurred: the COVID, the war in Russia,
And Ukraine.
war in Ukraine, the Russian-Ukraine conflict, which has disrupted not just the Ghanaian economy, the world economy. And those who don't want to recognize it, they want to bury their heads in the sand for their own political purposes. It is obvious. Let me just give you a couple of examples of asthma making.
Okay.
Year 2021-22 budget in November. So say budget one of the main price guidelines you use to calculate your budget is the price of oil. Because of say a power
Smart Gun update.
oil, it gives you the energy to do everything you want to do. We budgeted at that time in November.
Smart Gun
last year,
update.
realistically, for a $64 barrel of crude.
Okay.
This year, on the average, crude oil prices have been over $100 a barrel, i.e. somewhat 60 to 70% increase on the original calculation.
Okay.
Freight rates have trebled. You have an economy where you depend a lot on imports. Freight rates, as a result of COVID, as a result of the Russian-Ukraine war, have traveled across the world. Global inflation. Even you have biggest economies in the world that are suffering serious inflationary pressures. All of those have been also transferred here to Ghana. And therefore, we know virtually all the factors that have brought about the problems in the country are of an external influence. But nevertheless, now what I keep saying is that the issue is not that you're in difficulties. Difficulties, they come across. Obia in life, you get difficulties. But the issue is how resolved are you to get out of it? And that is what is concerning my government now. How we will find a way out of these difficulties and reposition the economy in a better place. This IMF initiative we have taken is part of it. It is not the whole of it, because there are many, many things that we have to do on our own, which is beyond necessarily a short-term engagement with the IMF. What is the IMF engagement? It's for 2 or 3 years. We need more structural reforms in the Ghanaian economy that go beyond that. But it is part and parcel of what we need immediately to do to give confidence again to the running of our economy, because of the difficulties that we have gone through. I'm very, very determined that by the time I leave office in January 7th of January 2025, that the economy of Ghana will be back in a strong place again. That's the way in which I'm going to be able to help my party
break the 8.
Break the 8. One more day. That's how. Meaning team. We're going to lead that fight.
Okay.
And break the 8.
Okay.